Save up to 50% off roller blinds, sheer curtains and vertishears at ABC Blinds mid-year makeover sale. It's Katy and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Good morning. Hang on a second.
Oh,
Wait.
no.
Hang on.
Good morning, everyone.
Hang on.
Today's show is brought to you by Pete not wearing any glasses.
I can't see.
And I made a joke and said, he said, I haven't got my glasses. And I said, don't worry about it. We're about to go on air. You won't need them. And he went, yeah, I won't need them. And then I realised you can't see the desk.
I can't see.
You don't know what buttons you're pushing.
I don't know what's going on. I don't even know who you are.
Well, that's not true. You recognise my voice.
I can hear you if I close my eyes.
You hear my dulcet tones going through your head.
Yeah.
No matter when it is.
This happens around
Day
the clock,
or night.
actually. Yeah. It's just before I go to bed. I'm coming for you in the morning.
I love the impersonations you do of me. I wish I could. I really want to put them together because they're sort of like a mix between Marge Simpson and
A pack-a-day smoker?
No, the chick for who Mike Kowalski on Monsters Inc. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, thanks for the complimentary impersonations.
You're welcome. I think they sound wonderful. They sound great.
Oh, you found your glasses.
I found my glasses. Oh, hello, you. You ready to do a show? Should we do a show? Let's do a show. Let's do some stuff. Let's do some happenings and see what's actually going on in this wild world of ours today.
Well, obviously, Alpha Bucks at 7 and 8, a chance to win $10,000.
I'm really looking forward to chatting about e-scooters on this show today.
Are you?
Yeah, no, I am.
Not.
I am. We're going to do this after 8 o'clock, and we want you to call in because this is going to be one of our What Do You Reckon segments where we get you to listen to what we're having a chat about, and then you dive in and tell us your opinion. Because honestly, we're starting to see councils go, no, we're going to take them away. People don't need them. People can't be trusted with them. But is that actually the case?
Well, and but we've had this terrible death around this e-scooter situation recently, and it just, the whole thing feels really difficult.
It feels weird and difficult and icky, and who knows what the answer is, but we'll get on to that. And right now, though, 131060. Oh, did you know Rick Harden's on the show today?
Can't say why, though, can we? Or
No, can we? Are we allowed to say, Producer Rami, are we allowed to say why Rick Harden's on the show today?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it got announced yesterday.
Did it?
Yeah, it did.
Okay. He's also doing the big freeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going down in the dunk tank like you are at the West Coast Eagles game this weekend.
I feel like I am in really esteemed company.
You are in esteemed company.
Like, it feels like a pretty big deal. If Rick Harden is doing the same thing as me, I'm like, I feel like I've made it.
I saw your picture on the West Coast Eagles Facebook page yesterday. Your
really?
picture on an AFL team's Facebook page. I never thought I'd see it.
I can't say I follow the page.
It's Katy and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Katy Perry's going to be here very soon.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's already kicked off her Australian tour.
She has.
And it's already been the talk of the town.
In what way?
Well, mainly because of the stage stormer.
Well, this is the thing you don't want people talking about in terms of you being the talk of the town, right? You want people talking about your concert and how good it was and all that sort of stuff. But yes, she was invaded on stage. Now, this guy's actually quite a well-known stage invader. His name's Johnson Wen. They call him Pajama Man.
Yeah.
Right? And this was the moment during Katy Perry's Sydney concert that he was actually up there. Take a listen to the way Katy Perry is reacting to him. You could see she's visibly freaking out up there.
Well, and because the security guards start grabbing Johnson and pulling them off the stage.
You know, he spoke about it afterwards.
Yeah,
we actually have audio of him speaking it. This is what he had to say.
Someone had a ticket for me and then I got in. I didn't think I was banned from that. I know I was banned from the other one though. She freaked out because I think she realised I was a performer. As soon as I got tackled and got dragged up, I got in a lot of trouble.
How do you keep getting past security?
Magic. Just kidding, I was just too quick.
Magic. Christ. Not the first time. So Johnson Wen also did the Olympics in Paris, stormed the stage in the Olympics in Paris, the FIFA Women's World Cup, the Men's Cricket World Final in India. 25 years old, lives in a backpacker hostel, has racked up about $20,000 in fines.
Right.
And says, I'm not going to do it again. I'm getting
Sure.
into too much trouble.
Sure.
This is my final stage storm.
Yeah. Look out for the next one. Lauren Barry from the Hot Hits. Now, you hear the Hot Hits on our station from 7 p.m. every single night. Was at the concert, and she joins us this morning. Good morning to you, Lauren. How are you, mate?
Good morning, guys. I'm very well.
Lauren, one of the first people to see Katy Perry performing in Australia. So what was the gig like in general?
Honestly, she is one of those, I mean, she's a true pop star. I think she just kind of needs to find herself a little bit, but she's still an incredible performer. But I tell you what, guys, from the very start of that show, I think it was just this night. I mean, I know this show's a little bit of bad press, but there was a strange vibe on Monday night. It was this kind of tense feeling. She had some tech issues at the very beginning and her harness wasn't working properly. And so she didn't come on stage for about, I think it took about 5 minutes. The lights kind of started and it was this big entry. Then it all stopped again and people thought it was part of the show. And then from then she seemed a bit rattled. And then obviously this guy runs on stage. I thought it was part of the whole thing. I thought he was a dancer. And then these bouncers came from nowhere, all these security guards. It was insane. It was just a very odd show, but she handled it like an absolute professional. So
Lauren,
I think,
there's been lots of comments of people saying, how did he get past security? This is ridiculous. Security get paid a bunch of money to protect the stars. And yeah, they're lucky he got up and gave her a hug. He could have got up and shot her. You know, like it could have been really dangerous. But the thing is, I looked at Katy Perry's stage and it looked like this catwalk in this big S shape, which meant there were hundreds of people who would have had the chance to climb the stage at any point.
yeah, exactly. And there is a small gap in between, but like there's only so many security guards. They can't have them, you know, shoulder to shoulder. So I feel like they did what they could. I think, it was just a really, really, really strange moment. But I think once they got up there, they handled it well. But I don't like this guy. I don't like him.
Yeah.
Well, anyone who's trying to make it about themselves when we're all there to see Katy Perry, it's like, come on, mate, sit down.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I do think she handled it so well, and I think that's credit to her.
Hey, Lauren, just quickly, because the shows for Perth are coming up very soon. There's a few tickets on sale, but they're the VIP ones, right? They're the $700 to $1,500 VIP experience.
Is it just me? For $700, I want to be sitting in her dressing room with her. I
You
want to be getting ready with Katy Perry for
Well,
$700.
How do we know Johnson Wen didn't pay $700 and thought that was the experience? Like, get up there and you get to stand next to her. Would it, for someone who's thinking, I'll fork out the $700 to get this final ticket, would it be worth doing so?
I think if you've got kids who love Katy Perry, because that's the thing, it's such a wide-ranging audience there. It was very much little girls and their mothers, which I just thought was beautiful. If you've got kids who love Katy Perry, I know it's a lot to spend kids, but they will love this show.
Okay.
It's very much, it's really, really, really great kids.
It's nothing, Lauren. We live for our kids. Everyone, the kids can have whatever they want. We're all working so hard for the kids.
All right, Lauren Barry.
That's me and my dog, unfortunately.
We'll catch you on the Hot Hits tonight from 7. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Thanks, guys.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
There's a lot of people who are getting up nice and early to join us at this time of the morning, and thank you for doing that. But it means that occasionally you're going to miss some things that happen later on in the show.
Yep.
All right, you know, and some funny stuff happened later on in the show yesterday with a talk topic that we did where we asked about your worst day at work.
Absolutely, because, I mean, it was just so many reasons and so many stuff-ups you can do on any job. So we gave it a red-hot go.
Have a listen to this. Hey, Jamie, you worked at a supermarket. What happened?
Very busy, and my boss decided that he was going to go play social tennis instead of being at work. So he gave me the job of defrosting the big aisle freezers, and he gave me a hammer and a screwdriver. And as I was chiseling away with the ice, I punched the screwdriver straight through the main gas pipe.
Oh.
Which obviously filled the supermarket full of gas. So we had to evacuate the supermarket, and we lost a heap of produce because the freezer was down for 2 days because they couldn't get a freezer tech to come in and fix the gas.
Mate, that's on him. He gave you the wrong tools.
Yeah.
Christian, you drove one of those big trucks that had the election advertising on it. What happened?
I was, looking at my stupid sat-nav to see where I was meant to go, and I didn't look up, and I drove a 4.5 metre Liberal Party sign into a overpass at a local train station.
Laura, You're a flight attendant. I'm afraid to ask about your worst day.
So I was flying from Sydney to Singapore. One passenger punched another passenger, and I had to restrain the one that punched the other guy. But then the guy I was restraining, he ended up vomiting all over me.
Gross.
I didn't have any other clothes, another uniform, so I had to work in some business class pajamas for the rest of the trip.
It was very good. Very good calls. We want to bring it back, all right, for those of you that are listening right now. So
we
13,
had
10,
so many
60.
calls, we couldn't get to them all.
We did, heaps and heaps and heaps. So if you're listening right now and you think to yourself, oh, mate, I've had one of those days. I've had some rough stuff happen at work. We would love to hear from you this morning.
Let's have a chat right now. 13 10 60.
Janine, hit us with it. What was your worst day at work, mate?
I worked in a deli, and at night they would put fish on trays to defrost.
Yeah.
And it was my job to set up in the morning. So I went into the cool room and went to take the fish tray off the top shelf, and it tipped, and I got soaked head to toe in fish juice.
Yeah, that's gross. And having... Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So I managed to get a clean shirt from the office, but everything else I was wearing was soaked in fish juice, and I had to work the whole day smelling like that. I tried walking backwards to get away from it, and even that didn't work.
The smell is so intense. I made a joke with Pete yesterday, just joking about something about the smell, and Pete's reaction was, that doesn't worry me. I worked with fish.
Mate, honestly.
It is the epitome of all smells, isn't it?
36 years in the family business, I still smell like fish.
Yeah.
To this very day.
It's just in the pores.
Miguel, what was your worst day at work?
Yeah, so back when I was an apprentice, first thing in the morning, we're taking all the cars out of the workshop and whatnot. There was an old Datsun convertible, old fiberglass body that's just been repaired, been in the workshop for a few months. So with this old Datsun, the key, you know how in normal cars you turn the click once and you got the accessories and you turn it over again, you start the car.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this one, you turn it to the left, all the way to the left, and then that's where your accessories was. Now with the clutch was all the way up against the body of the car, so it's like way over. Then you had your brake and the accelerator, which is in the middle of the car.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what I thought was the clutch was the brake, and what I thought was the brake was the accelerator. So I went to turn the car on, and straight away it jolted forward. I went to turn it all off again, and it went all the way back to accessories and started again. So it went straight into a half a cut 200-litre barrel full of oil.
Oh.
All that oil went into the car. It was a convertible, so it went into the seat, the leather seat, all over me. It was a disaster for first thing in the morning, being covered in oil, and the car was due to go out that day. So we had to tell the customer there was a bit of an accident.
Oh, God.
Ended up having to get the fiberglass refixed up, cleaned up, and
because the oil gets everywhere.
I'm just amazed. Datsun did a convertible.
Yeah, I had no idea. Datsun
I'm googling it
Have
now.
a look
It's
at that.
gorgeous. It's not like the 180B that Dad drove us around in for a few years.
Oh,
when
have
we
a
were
look
kids.
at that. That's a ripper. Oh, that's a good-looking car.
I might have been a 200B we had. Dad will be upset if he heard me say that.
Hello, O. Good morning, O. Is that actually your
how you
name,
doing?
O?
No, but
okay,
too
right.
many people know the name.
What was your worst day at work?
My worst day at work, I used to work with racehorses.
Yeah.
And loading one back up after a good stretch on the track, and got kicked in the face, smashed out my front top 4 and bottom 4 teeth.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
top 4 and bottom 4.
Yeah.
That is a hoof directly in the mouth, isn't it?
That's a hoof in the mouth and a hoof in the chest.
Yeah, and a hoof in the chest. So we've
God, that
known-
would have hurt. I can feel that because, it wouldn't have hurt straight away. You would have had that moment where,
pain is one that you can feel.
Mate, because I've heard that many times that like horse injuries lead to deaths so often. Like that there's horses actually accustomed to killing people quite often. There's a lot of people that die from horse injuries and accidents.
One every 10
year.
seconds.
One every
What?
10 seconds?
Yep. Around the world.
Wow.
Jeez, there you go.
God, honestly, this show has just been packed full of facts today.
As this morning, yeah.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Dear Kymba.
Okay, we're going to need you on this one, folks. 13 10 60. If you've had an in-law move in with you, maybe you can give us some hot tips.
Oh, yes, please.
Because this one's pretty brief. Amanda's really gotten to the point here. If that is your real name, Amanda. Dear Kymba, my husband's mum has been kicked out of her rental and she's asking if she can move in with us and our kids. I'm certain that this will affect our marriage where I don't know if we'll get through. In fact, I think this could 100% end our marriage.
Okay.
I struggle to get through a dinner with her, but I can't say no. I have been trying so hard to help find her a rental, but I'm getting the impression that she really wants to move in with us. Okay, Amanda.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, where's the context and explanation
I
around the
think
100% end your marriage? I want to know more about that bit.
Well, obviously,
Amanda.
she's saying I struggle to get through dinner with her. So, I mean, they obviously don't get along. I think that it almost doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? What doesn't matter?
The context doesn't matter because I feel like most people having an in-law move in with them will present challenges to the marriage.
Oh, of course it would.
I think it just will. And I think particularly if her husband is the kind of guy who won't tell mum when she needs to keep in a place.
Oh, okay. I understand what you mean.
Right? Like,
yeah,
if you have the kind of parent, like, it's fine if in your relationship, your marriage is fine, right?
Yeah.
But if you've got a husband in that case where he's not saying, hey, mum, this is how we do things. And if you're going to live here, this is how it's going to work. Get off my wife's case or don't do this or don't do... If he's just like... Hey, she just likes helping out. She just wants to fold your underwear and and change all of our drawers around in the kitchen. What's the big deal? If you've got that guy, it's over.
Even more to the point, if she's the kind of mother-in-law that starts criticising or critiquing the things that in particular the wife is doing, and you'd hate to see this, that the husband dives in on it and uses it as an excuse to sort of push some of these points of like, oh, you shouldn't be having dinner on the table every night. You know, maybe she's got some of these. Maybe she's got some of these old school traditionalist values of, you know, the wife has her place in the household and the husband has his, and why is he cooking and all of that sort of stuff. Because you know those conversations.
And it's hard because I think that, like in my case anyway, I would know if my parents needed to move back in with me, not a problem. Totally easy, not an issue. I'm pretty sure it's a conversation I have to take seriously with my partner, James. Pretty sure that he wouldn't feel the same. And it'd be different if his mum wanted to move in too. We have a very different relationship with our parents to our in-laws.
But also, could you realistically, if like your partner had an issue with it, could you turn your mum away? I couldn't do that.
I don't think I could.
I couldn't do that. I am so blessed in the fact that my wife and my mum have an amazing relationship where I can easily just go, oh, mum, just move in. Like, you know what I mean? But if they didn't have that kind of relationship, geez, it'd be hard saying, mum, you can't.
I mean, if she's struggling to get through a dinner with her, there's more issues going on here than we know.
Yeah.
But rentals are tough right now.
That's very
WA
true.
is finding it tough. So give us a call, 13 10 60. I think what Amanda needs to hear is whether or not she's sort of taking a good position, right? Like whether is it okay to say, no, you can't move in? Or if she does have to move in, how are you getting by?
Yeah. Yep. You've been in this situation. If the in-laws have moved in, let us know. All right, Matt, thanks for calling through, mate. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, look, just like that song was, mate, 1,000 miles would be a great start for distance.
Have you had an in-law or a parent move in, Matt?
No, but the difference between in-laws and outlaws is outlaws are wanted. So, like, you know...
Come on, give us another line, mate. You go for the trifecta. Let's go.
Ours are a good distance. They're all right, but I think every couple kind of needs their own space, and yeah, it would definitely cause issues.
Matt, how is your relationship with your in-laws? Like, let's call a spade here. How is it?
It's better now. In the starting phase, wasn't good because you know, I was a country boy from Victoria, city girl in Perth, so. I weren't good enough. So, but now, you know, nearly 25 years of marriage later, they're a lot better, but they're also...
As long as you've finally proved yourself.
Yeah, I think I've proven I'm not too bad.
Put in 25 hard years and they're like, oh, he's all right.
Yeah.
Don't mind, Matt.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But they're all right.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know, because you're right. Like, if a parent wants to move in, you can't. How do you turn them away? I mean, you want them there, but it takes a lot in a relationship, I think, to be able to go, hey, what are our boundaries going to be?
Yeah.
How are we going to do it?
Yeah, how are we going to build a granny flat out the back instead of you living inside under the roof? Hey, I've just got it. We've got an anonymous caller here who's asked for their voice to be decoded. So I just need to make sure that, obviously, everything's working. Hello, Anonymous. Can you say hello for us? No. Okay, this is...
Oh, it's broken.
All right. Hey, Rami, are they okay if their voice isn't decoded? Can you quickly check?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say no, they're not. That's why they asked for a special voice.
to not be decoded. They just want their name out.
Right,
Oh, okay.
All right, well, let's have a go at this then.
Anonymous.
Hello, Anonymous.
I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to put on a funny voice.
We don't mind at all. We understand. We're sorry.
I have to code myself.
We're sorry that it's not working.
We can't seriously take this phone call like this, can we? You're joking.
I'm not putting them in a
Mother-in-law
position.
might be listening right now.
Yeah, I'm not putting them in a position where they don't feel comfortable, Pete. I'm okay with this.
Okay, all
Has
right.
your mother-in-law moved in with you, Anonymous?
Yes, she has 3 years.
Pete can't take you seriously. He's literally walked away. He's walked away from the mic.
I'm sorry, I can't
Three-
take this.
3 years,
She
your
loves
mother.
your show. She listens. I've got to be very careful.
This is ridiculous.
Okay, you're right. It is going to be hard to have a
I will try my
chat.
best. I'll try my best to get through, but you sound like you should be on Sesame Street.
So you've had your
okay.
mother-in-law or in-law living with you for 3 years.
Yes, we're waiting for the rental market to get better. Now you're making me laugh. It's not getting better. I'm dying.
Can you give us just one? Have you got one example of why your mother-in-law just couldn't? What's your strained relationship or what?
It's 3 years. I mean, some would say that's a success, but I mean, is your marriage going okay?
I think it's the passive-aggressive behaviour for me.
Okay, I'm sorry, Anonymous. I'm sorry. It's just trying to talk about passive-aggressive behaviour and you can't.
You can't talk about passive-aggressive behaviour in a voice like this.
I'm sorry, Anonymous. Thank you for taking the time to call
I'm
the
sorry.
show. I'm sorry that our system is broken, Will.
That was fantastic. We should do a whole segment on that one, though.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
And Seven's Rick Arden is going to join us coming up inside the next 10 minutes.
It's actually going to be Rickard, and it's not just Pete doing an impersonation.
It might be me doing an
I
impersonation.
mean, you're not going to be able to help yourself,
It
but
could
I just
be.
want people to know it's real.
It could be. You don't know that because you can hardly tell the difference when I do a Rick Arden impersonation. It's exactly the same thing. Yes, producer.
I was just going to say one of the most hated things I hate about you is your Rick Arden impersonation.
Only one of them. Only
Yeah,
one
that
of
seemed
those
like he
things?
had a bevy of things he hates about
Let me
you.
rephrase that. The only thing I dislike.
What else is on the list?
It's not Rick Arden at all.
Right. Okay. Should we do this?
I think he's pretty good.
I think. Thank you.
Let's see
Kymba.
where he
Appreciate
thinks in
it.
10 minutes.
Thank you.
On Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins. It's yay or nay.
Good morning, producer Rami.
Good morning.
Please don't tell Rick Arden that I do impressions.
Oh, I'm going to totally get you to do it in front of him.
We've got a yay and nay here. First one, DIY pet grooming.
3, 2, 1.
Yay.
Okay.
As in giving your own pets a cut.
Well,
not a little brush.
No, to be fair, I have to send McGruff to a groomer now, but we do Digby ourselves. Well, my partner does. James does it.
Right, Digby.
Because she's little, she's a Chihuahua and she's real easy to groom. But McGruff's a double-coated Pomeranian and we were so bad at it. We did go and buy the equipment. We thought we could do it at home and it took like 3 days in the bathtub.
We've got a red Kelpie. They don't really need grooming. You just trim the nails every now and again and give them a brush.
So there's no need to take them anywhere.
No.
Well, in my
Oh,
household...
no, there's plenty of reason to take them places. Gee whiz, you see my backyard.
Gosh, in my household at the moment, we're having this discussion at the moment. We've got a beautiful rag doll, 8 months old, beautiful white furry thing, okay?
No, that's a cat.
That's a cat.
That's a cat.
Yep.
That's a cat. But you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it. It's like a dog. It's like a little puppy. It's beautiful. But a few nights ago, we found... I was giving it a little scratch on its belly to say goodnight, and I found a dreg.
A dreg?
A poop.
Oh.
Stuck on its fur.
Right. Yeah,
Why are you calling it an it?
Sorry?
You're like not giving him...
He.
He had a poo stuck on his fur.
And so I had to get the scissors out.
Yep.
And now we're thinking, do we need to get a professional involved So I'm just wondering if it's
to clean around the general area.
Yeah, like a sanitary cut.
You can do it
and I'm
yourself.
wondering how
It's
often.
so easy.
Okay, but I don't want to cut anything wrong.
No, you won't. You get like the proper little grooming razor things so that they don't cut anything.
So I can't just use my own razor?
You can give it a go.
I'll give it a go. We'll
Let us
see
know.
I'll let you guys know.
Let us know
how
how
it
that
turns
went.
out.
Yeah.
Second one, Greta Thunberg.
3, 2, 1.
Yay.
This is a hard one.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, yay for
I'm
her,
interested to hear why it's a nay.
Yay for her activism.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get what
A nay
Pete's-
for what?
Well, you know what? I don't really know.
Is it because she's so young? So for those who are not kind of aware of who Greta Thunberg is, she's a social activist, a climate change activist. She just kind of protests for good causes, right? And she's been doing
Wow,
this.
what a dork.
No.
What an absolute, like, this woman sucks. Give her a big fat nay.
But I think the public discourse, if you like,
Yeah.
she's been doing this for over 10 years now, since
Yep.
she was 15. She's 22 now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And basically, I think that because she was so young, that a lot of people roll their eyes at her.
I put it to you that there are plenty of older people
who don't know as much as she does.
that haven't made
Yeah.
great choices and that maybe Greta's trying to clean up your
Yep.
dirt.
No, that's very fair. She's making news headlines at the moment. Not sure if you guys
I
heard.
get that people don't like people who are outspoken and whatever.
I
but
like people who are
there
outspoken.
we gave all the older people a chance, right?
Yeah, now she's coming in.
And it's been
Yep.
messed up.
Yep. Yep. But she's getting involved in some thick stuff. She's got deported from Israel because she went on a boat.
Well, she said,
with
was she
some
kidnapped?
activists. She wasn't
I
kidnapped.
don't know if she was kidnapped.
No,
I think
she-
she was they were just boarded by the local militia or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, just a
Full on.
casual,
It's casual
okay.
boarding by
Just
local
full on.
militia.
Full on
Anyway,
for a 22-year-old. Good on her.
Yeah.
Good on her.
I mean, she's
All right?
no Elon Musk.
No.
But, you know. Like,
Shut up. Shut up. Third and final one.
I don't actually believe that. I'm just.
Third and final one, moving on very quickly. Ice baths.
3, 2, 1.
Yay!
Yay.
Oh, Kymba's turned around.
Hang on.
I
Is that a
have to
yay?
be a
for you?
yay. I have to. I've got to do it on the weekend.
So I've done this as a yay and nay many times, and Kymba's often like not on board with ice baths. But I'm glad to hear that you've turned around.
I am a freezing person, and I've said to you, particularly with ice baths, I don't want to put my feet in because
Yes.
that is what I really feel the most because
Oh,
they
yeah.
burn. They
Well,
burn with pain.
Last time I asked you, I got you guys to do an ice bath. Have a listen to this audience member.
Stop it! I'm freezing.
Today's no.
Why won't it stop?
I can't tell if you're enjoying it.
I wonder how
or
she-
not
Like I'm trying to
enjoying
laugh my
it.
way through because I was hating it.
Wonder how you're going to go at this M&D WA freeze this Sunday.
Oh,
knowing
it's
how you
going
go
to
with the
be
cold.
awful because my feet are definitely going in. I'm
It's
being
almost,
dunked.
It's almost like you need training. It's a shame we can't do it
Oh,
next
here we go.
because we've got Rick Arden on the show. We don't have time, but do we?
I think we've got
stop
plenty
it.
of time.
Really?
Yeah,
Rick
heaps of
Arden.
You're not going to give me a
Who's your
warm-up
fellow
bath
donkey
before Sunday.
coming
Why
up
not?
next?
Why not?
You guys.
We are back.
Go and get the bath. Go and get the
Hey,
ice.
when we come back, let's reflect on the time when we all liked each other.
I still do. I still like you.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Well, this is awkward. So we.
What's awkward about it?
So okay. Well, you. This weekend at the West Coast Eagles game, Kymba, you are going to be taking the plunge for the WA Big Freeze at the West Coast Eagles game for FightMND.
That sounds like such an important cause and such a valid reason to put people through some discomfort to raise the importance of what a terrible disease it is.
Absolutely. And there's going to be some people that are going to be there alongside you. As we speak, they're getting announced. So Rick Arden from 7 News is actually one of those people. And all morning we've been saying, hey, like Rick is going to be joining us to have a chat about that. And
Oh, here he is. Morning, Rick.
good morning, Kymba.
How have you been? We haven't seen you in so long, Rick.
Great. How are you? I did tell you I could do a Rick. And I might have to because
I think
he's
I've
not here.
heard you do a better Rick than this. Why didn't Rick show up?
We can't
and I'll
get
tell
hold
you.
of him.
I'll tell you why Rick hasn't shown up.
Why?
Because sitting here in front of me is a bucket of iced water. That's why he hasn't shown up.
Producer Rami. So
Yes.
we wanted to simulate what's going to happen.
Look, we felt like you needed some training. We can't just throw you into the deep end, so to speak, on Sunday. So we need to kind
You
of...
have literally thrown me in 2 ice baths before without notice.
Yes, we're training you for
Okay,
this.
great.
For this moment on Sunday, right? So we're too kind to you. We're not going to put your whole body in. In front of you, you've got a bucket with ice water.
Right. The only reason that you are not putting my whole body in is because you haven't found a way that you could dunk me in this studio. Otherwise, you would be doing it
Why
right
would you
now.
say that?
Don't
knowing
tempt us.
that things happen when you say things.
We still have a day. We got a couple
We still
of
have
days
2
up our-
days.
We got
left.
2 days up our
All right?
sleeves. Don't we? could
Kymba, we have 2 more days. All right, shoes off. Come on.
Go and put it in there and then.
Well, how long am I supposed to put my feet in this for?
Until this talk break is over, Pete.
No,
it was
the
meant to
dunk-
be this segment, wasn't
The
it?
dunk will
Rick?
only last a second.
No, but you'll be in there floating around as Marge
God,
Simpson for a little.
My
Put it in.
feet are so cold already.
Put 'em in.
All I've done is taken my shoes and socks off.
Put them in.
And Kymba told us she had wore
Are you in yet?
beautiful, pretty McDonald's socks today,
They're
but now
beautiful.
they've had to come off.
Are they in there?
No, they're not.
They're not in yet. Have you not put them in yet?
Come on, get your feet in there.
Oh. No, it's like it's proper burning.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
All right. Kymba, what will we be wearing this
Oh my
Sunday?
God, no, my feet. This is so I can't.
Maybe this will help.
It's excruciating.
Kymba, what will you be wearing this Sunday?
I don't think you understand. It is.
I wish you could see. Oh, you are filming. Oh, this is good. This will go up on the Instagram, right?
Pete, why don't you mention what the MND team have told
It's
us
really painful.
Have told us what?
about Kymba's outfit and what we need to do this Sunday?
So she's going to be dunked dressed as Marge Simpson.
It's like proper burning.
And now here's the thing,
Ah,
right?
I can't. I have to take them out. I can't leave them in there.
Are they both in there?
No, I have to take them out, Pete.
Could you just take a deep breath? Take a deep.
It'd be awful on TV.
Is this what's going to happen in real time?
No, because
on the
what's going to
telly?
happen is they're going to dunk me and I'm going to get out of the tank immediately. I'm not holding my feet.
Have you ever tried to get out of one of those dunk tanks? It's hard. It's notoriously hard.
Well,
It's
I'm
gonna
going
be
to
full of
spend
ice.
all my energy getting out, not spending 2 minutes with my feet in ice.
You know what's really funny? We spoke to the West Coast Eagles and FightMND team because you're going as Marge Simpson and we were going to paint you yellow.
Yeah.
Right? Now, you had concerns because you're like, what if the yellow leaches into the water? And they've said to us, don't worry about that. That's going to be fine because we're going to dunk Kymba last. And so the painting of the yellow is still going to go ahead.
Wait, what do you mean they're dunking me last?
You're getting dunked last.
Because the water's going to turn yellow.
Yeah, because
so they're
the
going to
water's...
make sure you're last.
So, bless them, they've accommodated us. Instead of going, don't paint her skin yellow because she's going to be dunked, they've gone, we'll shuffle things around.
The paint is the least of my concern right now.
Yeah, dunked
okay,
last.
I can't put my feet back in this bucket. I can't. They're just lightly sitting on top.
Yep.
It is.
Oh, this is going to be a riot. Oh, God. Half time? I think you'll be at half time.
Rami's trying to pick them up. Ha, 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 ha. Oh, my God. It is so painful.
Check the Instagram.
Oh.
Check the Instagram because we're going to pop this up on
Burn.
Instagram.
Where is the towel? Where is
and,
the towel?
And from all of us here at 7 News, good night.
Thanks, Rick, for not showing.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
It's a bit of a difficult one, this one, I think, in light of recent events, because we want to get your thoughts. What do you reckon about e-scooters? We know a lot of people are talking about it at the moment. Obviously, in the last 2 weeks, we had this terrible, unfortunate and tragic death of Tan Phan, a 51-year-old man who was hit while walking on the footpath from behind by a British backpacker who was on an e-scooter.
And allegedly drunk.
Yep. And he was hit and he hit the ground and he died. And it was an awful, awful situation.
And in recent weeks, we've even seen in Perth, a couple of the councils have suspended e-scooters in terms of being able to, they're just sitting on the side of the street, you can hire them.
Mm-hmm.
So the City of Vincent and the City of Perth, both of them have suspended those e-scooters. And my thoughts on that would be because they're probably sitting there going, these accidents are happening. They're happening in our councils and on our watch. And there's a fair chance that it can come back on us and we'll get sued as a council or, all those sorts of things because they're liable, I guess.
Well, there's a lot of things around it where maybe people didn't realise how quickly e-scooters would take off. That they've become a really big deal. Like I have done a bit of research and said that Australia Road Safety Commission estimate that there are 350,000 to 400,000 Aussies that own an e-scooter.
Yep.
It's a lot of people.
I see them all over the place.
Well, the ACT has 31% of scooters and WA has 22% of scooters.
Right.
So it's quite a large number of adult scooter use. And 35% of owners are between 18 and 34 years of age.
Okay. So the thing that sort of because I'm with the councils in terms of get rid of them, get them off the street. Right, because I like them. I think they're a great mode of transport, and they're clearly very helpful for a lot of people who can't grab, public transport in other ways. But the whole idea that you can be on a footpath on a motorised vehicle that you can get up to 40 k's per hour on. Right, when you're unregistered with it, unlicensed with it.
There are laws around
you
that,
haven't
though.
had any training. I know there's laws.
You're not
but
allowed to go on the footpath for more than 10 kilometres.
You're technically not allowed. You're technically not allowed to ride a bike without a helmet. You see it all the time.
Yeah, I get it, but people aren't indicating when they change lanes in their cars. People are idiots, right? Let's
Exactly.
just accept that is the case.
So we want those idiots to be able to travel on one of these things, bulleting down a street on the footpath where people are walking at 40 k's an hour. I think it's ridiculous.
Obviously not, but I don't think it's reasonable to get rid of scooters when they're a really valid form of transport. People aren't riding their bikes. We have a very long stretched city in Perth at least, and that's where they're having the most use is in Perth. And so people can't, it's easy to go, I work near a train station. Not everyone lives near a train station, right? People are trying to use this to get around. To put it in perspective, scooter users in Australia replaced almost 4 billion kilometres of vehicle travel. So that equates to a reduction of over 500,000 tonnes in greenhouse gas emissions.
Which is great. We can all agree that that's a fantastic outcome.
Yeah.
There's nobody arguing that outcome. But for me, the reality is they're a dangerous vehicle.
But then so's a gopher. How fast does a gopher go?
I've seen some people scooting
I've
on
seen
gophers
some
pretty
elderly
fast.
people hooning around in a gopher. That's an electric scooter as well. Is that going to be banned?
Well, in my local area, you see kids as young as 11, 12, 13 that sometimes you see 2 or 3 of them piggybacking each other on one of these scooters.
And again, they do the laws are supposedly that you have to be 16. And I'm sure that parents are buying them for their kids because they're useful, because they're fast, because they get around quickly, and because kids want them to.
But buying them is one thing, but even the ones where you can hire them.
Yeah.
All you need is a credit card.
Well,
that's
but there's
it.
not a lot of 13-year-olds with credit cards.
I'd argue that. I'd argue there'd be a few out there.
Then let's outlaw parenting. Let's say parenting is the problem.
We don't have to go that far, right? But this whole idea that these e-scooters are, I don't think we've asked enough questions when it comes to these and putting them out there on the street. I get that they're a benefit. I don't think we've asked enough questions.
No, but I think now we're trying to take those things back, right? They're trying to go, what can we do to make them safe? Do we have them registered? Do we have this plan? Are we, but I think it's not going to be an answer just to go, we can't have e-scooters.
All right.
Trevor, what do you think?
Yeah, how you going? Yeah, hi. Yeah, I drive a 22.5 tonne toilet liner around Perth. We get them zipping in and out all the time. And I was driving down the road. There was a kid in front of me. I was sitting on 65 k's and I couldn't catch him. And he had no helmet, and he was just in the middle of the road.
God, so scary.
See, that's the thing, right? That's what gets me. And people go, it's against the law to do that, and there's rules in place and stuff. Cops aren't everywhere.
No,
They
of
can't
course
see
not.
that stuff all the time.
That's the thing I don't get. People who won't put their helmet on, or they put the helmet on and they don't strap it up.
Yeah.
If you're trying to be cool or something, you're still wearing the helmet.
Yeah.
Why not just strap it on so you actually have some kind of head protection? Do people
I don't
not
know.
care about themselves?
I don't know. Nathan, hi, mate. Now, it says here you're from Washington, D.C. in the US, and you have something over there that you think could help us here.
Yeah, there's actually a few things. So I migrated here about 9 months ago, and I noticed the problem everywhere, the lack of caring who or where they're located in the lanes, especially the ones that go upwards of 80 to 100 kilometers that are unregulated. In the U.S., major cities have started implementing actual lanes for e-scooters because we also have e-bikes as well that are accessible, as well as the scooters for rental. So they have bike lanes as well as e-lanes in some of the major cities to avoid those conflicts. They also regulate, depending on the zones that the scooters are in, they can only go so fast.
Yeah.
And any scooter that
yeah.
goes over like 25 miles an hour, which is roughly your 40K here, you have to actually have a license for. It has to be registered with the Motor Vehicle Association. It's actually considered an insurable vehicle.
Yeah, well, it sounds like they're a bit further down the track. You were saying that figure about how much, was it 500,000 tonnes of carbon emissions because this is the amount of cars that are taken off the road because e-scooters have benefited, right?
Yep.
Maybe it's worth putting in those lanes.
Yeah,
if you're taking that
potentially.
many cars off the road, maybe you
Yeah.
look at that and go, it's worth putting in those
And the
lanes.
problem is too that you can buy an e-scooter, well, any scooter you can buy, and if, they've got governors on them that stop the speed
Yeah.
to stop you going over a certain. But you can also remove those governors if you know one or two things about bikes.
Yeah. Jody, you think we need them?
I do think we need them, but I do think they need to be regulated a little bit more. Like, I live in Bustleton, so like we're very different to where you guys are. We don't have the transport system, so if one of my staff don't have a license or anything, they need that. They need to use it. But I think the ones that are scattered around that, we all get these great ideas. If we go out on a night on the town and have a couple of drinks, it's like, let's jump on an e-scooter. That's fantastic. But I think they need to have like a little breathalyzer thing in them. So if you're over, that will not go at all.
Oh, Jody, I absolutely. There was a boys' night amongst the school dads. This was months ago. And at 3:00 the following morning, we all got a WhatsApp text from one of the dads who'd taken one of the e-scooters. He'd had a few too many, had a massive crash, ended up in the emergency.
Oof.
It was
Yeah.
bad.
So dangerous. Kiara, your partner's got an e-scooter?
Hey, Kiara.
Or
Hi,
Kira?
how are
Yep.
you? Sarah, yeah, hi, how are you?
Yeah, good. You've got a scooter?
No, my partner does, and we live 5 minutes from his work, so it just benefits us as a family of 5. We don't want to pay 2 regos, 2 sets of fuel. It's expensive, like, in life as it is with food and etc. We're all for it. I think there's, like a lot of the people said earlier, lots of things need to be in place. Like, I think maybe children under 16 need to go for a learner's permit, wear safety vests, helmets. There's so many benefits to keeping so many cars off the road. We need probably a scooter lane, like the guy before me said. Just like the bikers, they have their own lane. If you're going so fast, you shouldn't be on a footpath.
Well, and I think we're all realistic about the fact that if you can put these rules in place, you can say that young people have to go for tests and blah, blah, but like none of this is enforceable, is it?
I
Like,
know,
ultimately,
but why rip it away from us? Like, it's a new thing. Like, e-scooters are only a couple of years old. Like, it's, just give it a chance. Let's all learn from it. Like, it's all new to us, isn't it? Like,
I think they're
absolutely.
I think they're fantastic. I don't think we should get rid of them either. I
Jeez.
just think it's hard to enforce this stuff.
That point that Kiara makes about not having 2 car registrations, I can't get over how much it costs us to register cars.
Yeah, it's
and keep them on
huge.
the road. It's insane.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Hey, Pete, have you seen all this latest about Justin Baldoni?
I've seen bits and pieces. I'm sort of across it, but not across it.
Well, it's a pretty big story in the entertainment world, and so I thought it is pretty important that we cover it because we have talked about it in the past as well.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring you an update, but the thing is, I don't know anything about it either.
No, I'm very well aware of this.
So what
because you're not exactly the social media aficionado, what's trending kind of person on this
so what
show.
I've done is I've just wrangled producer Brooke to come in and tell us the update because
Yeah.
she's really done a deep dive and she's more across it than me. Is that okay?
That's totally fine.
Hi, Brooke.
Hey.
I am deep down this rabbit hole.
I know.
Yes,
I know.
very, very deep. And look, there's a lot to unpack, so strap yourself in.
Well, because it's like Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, they were in a film together in Justin's film. It all went pear-shaped during the PR stuff. They basically hate each other. And then there was a massive lawsuit where he was trying to sue Blake Lively for some outrageous amount of money.
Yes, so correct. So Colleen Hoover's massive book, It Ends With Us, he was the director, he was the producer, he was also the star. She played alongside him as the, female lead in the movie. The movie, when it came out and everyone was talking about it, he went down the path of this is a very serious movie, people need to watch it. It is about domestic violence, whereas she was like, wear your florals, grab your gals, have a great night out with the girls. And basically the world turned on her. So then she came out and tried to essentially come clean about what had happened behind the scenes, and harassment claims were laid against Justin Baldoni. He has then come out and essentially debunked a lot of her harassment claims. One of her harassment claims was that they were filming a scene and he told her she smelt good and it was very inappropriate. He has then released the video footage of that, where basically she says, I'm really sorry if my fake tan smells. And he says, no, don't worry, it smells good. So He started this website, basically just receipts.
He went hard. Like he had
Yes.
phone call, voicemails, text message threads.
So many text message
Well, for good
threads.
reason
Yeah.
if people are going to misrepresent like that.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, it's now come to a head. They're going through the legal proceedings. The actual court date is March 2026, but she's suing him. He's countersued her for $400 million. His court case has been completely thrown out. So,
do we know why?
Basically, they're saying that the allegations were of essentially slanderous remarks, which were only made in court documents. So you can pretty much make whatever remarks you want in court documents. She hasn't done it publicly, so it kind of doesn't count.
Right, okay. So according to the court, he has no case there to go, hey, I want to go after you for $400 million, and the court's looking at this going, you just can't.
Well, that's the way it's been framed. And then Blake Lively's come out. She's been like, I've won. I'm victorious. But he's come back and said no. And this is just this morning. Justin Baldoni has come out and said no, they're not victorious. They've just basically come and said that you need to change your claims. So 4 out of 7 of the, things he'd come forward, allegations, they've said if you change these, you can actually refile. So he's got time now to refile.
Put him through ChatGPT.
Yeah,
Get some different wording, bring
You know
it back.
You know what's wild about this is that how any of this can come to some sort of resolution, given it's played out so publicly and people know all of the stuff before this morning and the changes. Like it just, they live on a different planet. It's another world where these people operate and do these sorts of things to each other.
And the question is being asked now, will Justin Baldoni ever be able to work again? Can he sue for those damages in terms of his future career and his future work? So,
yeah. Has the tide changed against Blake Lively? Like,
Yes.
are people back in her corner again?
No. So
What?
if you look at who's publicly backing Justin Baldoni, basically a lot of people are, even Perez Hilton, like a lot of those sort of people are backing him. A lot of celebrities, past people he's worked with. He's got a lot of public support, whereas no one's really publicly supporting Blake. Even Taylor Swift, she's obviously put a lot of pressure on Taylor, apparently, allegedly, to come out with a message of support. And Taylor is apparently not happy about that pressure. She doesn't want to. Travis Kelce has now unfollowed Ryan Reynolds. So,
oh my God,
There's
Kimber,
God,
I love
we in
this.
high school?
Jeez,
What
I
is
love
going on?
My
Yes, we are.
favourite thing, I reckon, is watching your face as this stuff plays out on the air. Because it
Be
is.
adults. Could you just be adults?
Yeah, it's
so
wild, isn't it? The
frustrating.
unfollows and everything. I'm going to unfollow you
I
on
mean, but
Instagram.
Taylor Swift, she is the godmother to 3 of their daughters. Like, why doesn't she want to get involved? Why doesn't she want to stick up for Blake? So there's questions.
Okay. Thanks, mate. Great update.
Feeding Kymba with Ben Cousins. 6 to 9 weekdays. Save up to 50% off roller blinds, sheer curtains and vertishears at ABC Blinds mid-year makeover sale. Book a free measure and quote at abcblinds.com.au.